What happened to YouTubers, man, was the starting sentence in a paragraph tweet that sparked a meltdown from one of the biggest YouTubers on the UK scene, KSI. And that was all it took. And we got months of enjoyment from KSI's Twitter of it just being an absolute meltdown and shambles. And DanTDM, who obviously made the original tweet to KSI, Mr. Beast and Logan Paul after the announcement of Lunchly, has actually responded to all the beef months after it all goes down. But let's give you some context to everything that's gone on so far. I'm going to give you a brief crash course. So, if you want more context, go and find someone else's YouTube video and then come back. But anyway, DanTDM puts up this post after Mr. Beast, KSI and Logan Paul announced Lunchly, saying, "What happened to YouTubers, man? I can't not say anything anymore." All the rest of it, you know about this. Ended it off with, "Do better." Okay, and that was enough to spark one of the biggest man-child meltdowns I think I may have ever seen on the internet. It was, some would say glorious, some would say what the fuck are you doing as a grown 30-year-old man. Anyway, it sparked off a lot, okay? DanTDM, KSI posted, "Looks like crap to me," and obviously, roped in some toys. The irony was that KSI actually worked alongside Tube Heroes as well to make his own toys, so it was a bit of a weak argument. But then he talked about, as well, tried to rope DanTDM with, making snacks and stuff like this, when actually this was a one-time paid promotion for DanTDM, and KSI's got an entire business that he is a figurehead of. Then he goes on to talk even further about the beef, when Marquez Brownlee obviously got called out for the wallpaper rap that was really bad. Like, that whole Marquez Brownlee situation was really dog shit. Anyway, he goes on to quote DanTDM, "Even better." And then some dumbass YouTuber said this same thing to me the other day. "Rather than complaining, crying, or trying to cancel a YouTuber for creating a product, here's an idea. What if you don't like the product? Just don't buy it. Simple." I mean, it's quite hard to say that when you literally ram it down everyone's throats. Like, we don't see KSI without a bottle of Prime anymore. And I highly doubt... I mean, Logan Paul couldn't even announce his child without having Prime and Lunchly within the photos. It was wild. And then the internet started to hate KSI, right? Really hate KSI. He obviously came out and said, he used the situation to promote his new single that came out, like, thick of it, and he used it to kind of promote Lunchly. But the whole DanTDM situation genuinely wound him up to begin with. So, let's fast forward to today. Obviously, that happened, about 2 months ago. Well, DanTDM has joined Tommy Innit on a podcast. Okay, Tommy Innit obviously is now in beef with Logan Paul. DanTDM is in beef with KSI. All they need is Rosanna Pansino and Dogpack within this podcast, and you've got like the holy trinity of people that are just trying to expose the Lunchly trio. Anyway, this was how the podcast went, and this was him talking about it. Now, I will warn you, DanTDM makes one hell of a bold claim in this situation that I think has completely undone what he tried to do with his original tweet. Like, the internet loved DanTDM for his tweet because he said what everyone else was thinking, and he triggered KSI. Everybody loved it. He was the holy grail of Twitter for a very long time. But this interview may have just undone all of the hard work that tweet has built up.
Oh, he's a server. Oh.
Yeah, got aura now. That's
Chills.
insane.
That's what I'm saying. Tom speaks highly of your aura. I really do.
Well, yeah, with the whole Twitter stuff that happened, the aura was quite strong.
That's what he goes on about. I think
I couldn't believe that. It was like,
was it mad?
Yeah, like the whole. It felt a bit Game of Thronesy. Like the whole internet like had my back, which was kind of wild.
Oh yeah, it was really cool. Was it? Were you just sat in your room like, this is a bit mad?
Yeah, it was a bit ridiculous for like.
It was
for like
awesome.
2 weeks.
And then living the dream. Living the dream was crazy. Mate, he's been crying for like 2 weeks straight, and you come in and just like, I have a great life. That was incorrect.
That was one of the coldest moments on the internet, I can't lie.
That was my way of like.
You went for him now and all.
You did like 2 days
KSI.
ago.
Yeah, but he didn't reply. Well, he's learned, hasn't he?
We'll be living the dream soon.
I really like the idea that like he didn't know that. I'm going to sound like such a... He didn't know that you had more aura than him.
I don't think
doesn't-
I did either, but
Yeah, you definitely do, mate.
Oh, that's sick, man. It was so awesome watching. Seeing all the that meme of like, no one speaks ill of this man. And it was like, you with that.
there was a few of like, you know, the Gru meme where it's like he's got the gun held up to the thing.
Which
So it's
one?
like, you don't speak ill of DanTDM, and then it was
Oh, yeah.
Gru
Yeah.
with the gun. I pointed at him. It was so
Yeah.
funny.
It's just like,
Because like my family aren't big YouTube watchers. They don't know the whole like scene at all. They were sending me memes. I was like, oh god, this has gone
My,
like,
like,
way
dad
too
knew
far.
Real big.
Yeah.
yeah, it was how like he just what I just enjoyed is like he couldn't get round his head why. I don't think he's never not been the top dog before. The way I described it is like if you're in school and like me and Jack are year 8s and he's like a year 10, and then for the first time ever the really kind year 11 goes no, and he's like
Yeah.
never had that happen before.
I think
it was
it's
just
more as well. Like I
love
couldn't be
school
bothered to like
hierarchy.
fight. Like he loves the whole back and forth. That's what the whole boxing stuff's
what he
about.
wants,
Like I
isn't
get
it?
it. I understand it. But it was funnier to not feed into it because
Just
you
exhausting.
just watch it happen. It was fun.
Was it fun
It was
just to
fun,
sit
yeah.
back and
It was funny.
I just didn't get it, man. Oh,
I'm not gonna lie, he did cook KSI for a very long time, and him not responding, if he had responded and entered into a back and forth, then like he would have undone a lot of the hard work. But the fact that KSI was having a meltdown about this and he wasn't getting a reply, you could tell it was really, really bugging him. And I also enjoyed to see that, even though I there's a bit of me that still likes KSI. It was like his ego is enormous now, and like he's so out of touch. He was like in touch for a very long time, but now he's just so out of touch. He's not that guy anymore. But to watch him like just full on meltdown was fantastic.
it was so funny as viewers.
He got like
wasn't it?
so. I think the thing, it was just crazy how, because you didn't really go from that badly. You were just like, I think it's a bit of shit.
Yeah.
And he just like
I
lost his
I didn't
mind.
feel like I went in that badly.
You
Maybe
really
the do
didn't.
better was quite harsh, but
Oh, fuck off.
I mean,
don't do that, Dan. That was fine, brother.
I remember when I was 13 thinking, man, and I used to say this to all my mates, like when I was 13, 14, I wonder what it'd be like to be KSI. That'd be
Yeah.
incredible, watching the diss tracks. And then I had 10 million subscribers when I was 17, you know, more than KSI when I was doing the diss tracks. And I was like, oh, nothing's changed. I'm still just me. They're just like wankers. Why is that everyone like, it doesn't give you an excuse to be a dickhead. I
he's
got
still kind of going. He's still, I think I was in his YouTube title a week
Is
ago.
he still on it?
Yeah.
Come on, man.
Because I can't make a song as good as his, could I?
Could you
I
not?
could never get 50 million streams. That was the whole thing.
No.
DanTDM could never do
But when
this.
he finds out about hate watching, he's gonna like have a panic attack because he was
He should make you should make a song called Thin of It. just really like rip it off to like the nth degree.
of it. No, yeah, I just don't know why.
I think some of it as well was interesting where I think he thought like it was all my fans going for him when actually I don't
It was
think
his
that
fans.
was the case.
No, it was the internet.
It was
Yeah.
just it was like, I think
You know what we were saying earlier about when you have an impact beyond today and yesterday?
Yeah.
Like, it's that. It's like, you raised us all, man. I was watching in year 4. Like, you know,
Yeah.
and that's so special.
And I think this is the thing, that KSI is just, he's still so out of touch with this. Like, he's been around for, like, the longest of times, right? And everybody knows him. And he thought that it was just DanTDM, like, teenage kids jumping on him for, like, Minecraft era, right? And it wasn't. It's, like, his fans as well, because they're like, JJ, you are so out of touch. You are not, like, you're just... Your ego is so inflated. And it was really, really great to see someone take KSI down from that pedestal that he's put himself on. And I guess the internet's put him on as well for like hyping him up for years, right? And just like he couldn't handle it. And this was the thing, like he went from being like just a humble normal guy who could have handled like not being that guy to just someone whose ego could not handle being the top dog. And it was wonderful to watch, because I think some people do need that level of humbling.
Yeah, it wasn't like you could make a message like, guys, stop. Like, these people aren't the people actively watching the videos,
Yeah.
particularly. Like, these are the people that just, like, have fond memories.
Yeah.
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 Wow,
Really?
it was a very good time to be online.
It was.
It really was.
I was just in New York and I didn't know any of it had gone on. I was on FaceTime. I was just getting sent meme after me, and just getting read out. It was because when all three of them clapped back,
yeah.
and you were just 1v3 in. It was like,
You know what's funny as well? My wife was always like, just think before you tweet. That was one time I didn't really think too much before tweeting. Usually I'll type it out and be like, no, I can't bother, delete it.
Yeah.
So then I didn't tell her for like 3 days, and she's not on Twitter really. So I didn't tell her. And then I kept getting notifications from my phone. I was like, oh, Logan Paul's responded. Jimmy's messaged you. KSI's responded. I was like, well, I'm gonna have to mention something now.
What was that? Like, what was it like? Hey, babe. So
Yeah. She was like, oh, well, I agree with you, but maybe you should just not kind of like stoke the fire anymore. I was like, okay, that's fair.
yeah,
It was just one of them moments where I was like, oh no, it's actually getting out of hand.
it did get a bit out of hand, didn't it? And
Yeah.
yet you did nothing. Like,
I know, yeah.
yeah, it was so sick. It
So
was
mental.
it was the highest aura I've seen anyone. And just like drop that, leave it, and then
Maxed aura.
it was. It
You
is
did max out
Dan,
the stat.
I can't emphasize enough. It is at a max right now.
Okay, I'll take
It is. Oh wow.
But obviously, that's not where this whole thing ended. As over on Twitter, there's been a big response to this. So that came out like yesterday. But DanTDM did talk about it a little bit more than just from that.
Reflect a little bit and be like, actually,
Yeah.
yeah.
I remember.
What are we doing?
Yeah. Jacksepticeye said like he was one of the first people that posted about the suicide forest, being like, sorry, I don't think this is
Yeah.
any good. And then it turned into like the
Yeah,
thing.
pretty bad.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
And maybe with the lunchly stuff as well. That's probably a similar thing. I was like, this is going too far.
Yeah.
You can push it to a point, and Logan should really know that if you push something to a point, like you're gonna go too far. You know what I mean?
He's had his experience.
You think he would have learned, but what we've learned consistently is that he doesn't learn much.
Me and Molly did a thing on his Wikipedia. It's a list of his controversies, and he has some mad ones. Like he tased a rat once.
Okay, so obviously then they go on to talk about other stuff, but that's the part that is now being weaponized against DanTDM, and a lot of people are saying, well, this has kind of undone all of the hard work that you've done, because people are like trying to claim that DanTDM is comparing Logan Paul's Forest incident with Lunchly, all right? And obviously that is a mad comparison to take Lunchly, which is a food product, and compare it to, you know, Logan filming a deceased body in a forest where people go to take their own lives, which, you know, but the thing is that people are like obviously going to use that to take it out of context and then like share that with the audience and be like, oh my god, DanTDM, you're a horrible person, how could you even compare this stuff, right? When actually he's not really comparing the two. What he's doing is he's saying like, look, Logan Paul took it too far in the past. This is where it landed him with the whole forest video. And then, like, this is an instance where he might be taking it too far. And, like, you know, surely Logan would have learned from that mistake. I don't think he's trying to, like, actively compare it. But, you know, people are saying that he is. But what do you guys think? Let me know your thoughts and opinions down in the comments below. I'm surprised to hear DanTDM talk about it, if I'm honest. I thought he would just forever go on and not talk about it. But this is obviously going to fuel another KSI video, I'm sure. Let me know what you think down in the comments below. While you're down there, jump to get the hell out of that like button. And until next time, I'll speak to you later. Peace.